The council chamber fell silent as the human delegation entered. Ambassador Chen walked with an easy confidence that made the Zathari representative's tentacles curl defensively. Behind her, 2 human guards stood, relaxed, too relaxed for beings who had just traveled through hostile territory to reach the galactic council's heart. They don't even scan the room, whispered Counselor Vresh to his aide, his 3 eyes widening. No threat assessment. No defensive posturing. Perhaps they're simply foolish, the aide suggested. No species travels the void for 3 centuries by being foolish. Ambassador Chen approached the central podium, her footsteps echoing in the crystalline hall. Around her, representatives from 47 species watched with a mixture of curiosity and barely concealed horror. Humanity's application for council membership had sparked the greatest debate in 6,000 cycles. Honored counselors, Chen began, her voice steady and warm. We come seeking partnership, not dominance. Understanding, not conquest. High Counselor Zyfix, a being of pure energy contained in a magnetic field, flickered with agitation. You speak of peace, yet your world has filed more danger warnings than any other registered planet. Your gravity alone would crush half the species in this chamber. Chen smiled, a gesture that made several counselors flinch. On human faces, the baring of teeth meant friendliness. Elsewhere in the galaxy, it signaled aggression. We cannot change our origin, she replied. Earth made us what we are. A death world, spat Counselor Morphin, his scales rattling. Your planet harbors more apex predators per square unit than any world should rightfully possess. Your atmosphere contains poison. Oxygen, Chen corrected gently. A highly reactive substance that corrodes most known materials. Your star bombards you with radiation. Your moon's gravitational pull creates tidal forces that would devastate our coastal cities. And yet you call this place home? We do, Chen said simply. And it taught us to be adaptable. A holographic display materialized above the podium, showing Earth in brutal detail. Hurricanes swirled across oceans. Lightning storms crackled over continents. Volcanic eruptions painted the night sky orange. Your application materials, Zifix intoned, indicate that humans regularly consume substances that would be classified as toxins by 73% of galactic species. You ingest capsaicin for pleasure. You ferment sugars deliberately to create poisonous compounds, then drink them socially. You exercise by deliberately damaging your muscle tissue. We heal, Chen said. We adapt. We grow stronger. You're terrifying, Vresh muttered, loud enough to be heard. Chen turned to face him directly. Counselor Vresh, your species evolved on a garden world where the greatest danger was seasonal rain variations. Your people developed philosophy, art, and mathematics without ever fearing predation. That's beautiful. Truly. She paused, letting her words settle over the chamber. But you asked in your preliminary questions why humans excel at emergency response, why our medical technology focuses on trauma care, why our ships have redundant systems upon redundant systems. She gestured to the hologram of Earth. This is why. We come from a world that taught us one fundamental lesson: survive or die trying. The display shifted, showing humanity's first colony ships, massive, ungainly vessels held together with what looked like improvised repairs. Your historians noted that our initial void craft were alarmingly primitive, Chen continued. You were right. We launched ourselves into space with technology that barely worked, knowing we might die because staying still meant dying anyway. Your species waited until you had perfected faster than light travel. We strapped ourselves to chemical explosives and hoped. Counselor Morphin's scales had stopped rattling. He was listening now. Truly listening. When the Zarkon plague swept through the outer rim, killing billions, you called us to help. Do you remember why? Zifex's energy field pulsed. Your physicians had experience with rapidly mutating pathogens. We call them viruses, Chen said. On Earth, they're everywhere. In the air. In the water. In our own cells. We've been fighting microscopic battles since before we developed language. When your people faced the Zarkon plague, we saw patterns we'd encountered 1,000,000 times before. She pulled up another image, a human child, no more than 6 years old, laughing while jumping from a considerable height into water. This is my niece, Chen said softly. She's learning to swim. Humans are not aquatic beings, we can drown, and drowning is one of our greatest fears. Yet we teach our children to jump into deep water anyway. We teach them that fear is information, not a prison. The chamber remained silent. You call us the Death World's children, Chen continued, her voice growing stronger. You look at our thick bones built to withstand crushing gravity, our redundant organs, our ability to heal from wounds that would kill most species, and you see monsters. She stepped forward, and not a single counselor backed away. But we see something different. We see 47 species who have never known true fear, never had to adapt or die, never had to look at an impossible situation and say, "We'll find a way." You've built a magnificent civilization in the safety of your garden worlds. But the galaxy is vast and not all of it is safe. Sci-fi's field brightened. You're suggesting we need you. I'm suggesting we need each other, Chen replied. You have wisdom we lack, millennia of peace, art, and philosophy. We have resilience, stubbornness, the refusal to accept that anything is truly impossible. She looked around the chamber, meeting eyes and optical sensors and consciousness nodes. The void swarms are expanding from the galactic south. The preliminary report suggests they're unlike anything the Council has faced. Aggressive, adaptive, relentless. Your strategists estimate contact within 20 cycles. Several counselors shifted uncomfortably. The swarms were the great unspoken fear. Humanity has fought creatures like that for 3 million years, Chen said quietly. On Earth we call them army ants. We learned to respect them, avoid them, and when necessary, fight them. We survived by understanding that sometimes the universe doesn't offer good options, only survivable ones. She placed her hand on the podium, and the gesture seemed oddly gentle despite her world's brutal reputation. So yes, we're the Death World's children. We're loud, aggressive, and we laugh at dangers that terrify you. But we're also loyal, creative, and we never, never abandon our allies. High Counselor Zufex's field pulsed in a pattern that suggested deep consideration. Finally, he spoke. The Council will vote on humanity's membership petition. But Ambassador Chen, answer me truthfully. If we deny you, will humanity still help us against the swarms? Chen didn't hesitate. Of course. That's what humans do. Fresh leaned toward his aide again. Death World's children indeed, he whispered. But perhaps that's exactly what the galaxy needs. The vote was called. Humanity joined the Galactic Council with 42 votes in favor, 3 against and 2 abstentions. And when the void swarms came, they learned what the galaxy was only beginning to understand. Earth's children had inherited more than their world's dangers. They'd inherited its refusal to surrender, its infinite capacity for hope, and its absolute conviction that survival was never a question, only a challenge waiting to be overcome. The galaxy's nerves had shattered at their arrival, but in the cycles to come, those same nerves would be grateful that the Death World's children had answered the call.